But did you know that Michael Crawford was in a movie version of Hello, Dolly and was once voted the funniest man on British television? There's some news. He's currently selling out a 17-city concert tour singing the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber. Take a look. Yes! Michael Crawford! Here he is!
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Me too! Me too! Me too! We have never had a reaction like this in this room. Never, never.
It cost me a fortune.
These, I have to tell you two things before we even start. These women were here for 5 hours in line just to get to this show. And this is not, we don't have that much of a line. 5 hours. They stayed up all night and drove from all over the place to be here for you today.
I'm very, very touched by that. The shelter let them out early.
I saw your show, and it was absolutely wonderful. 5 standing ovations. I thought I would just mention that, by the way, last night.
Thank you.
And counting today, that makes 6. So, what is it like for you at this point in your career to be idolized by women? And you know that you are.
Well, I mean,
you do know that you are.
That I find sort of difficult to deal with, because we do have, I mean, I said we had a record signing here the other day in Chicago, and it was 60% women and 40% men there. So I do argue
the women
slightly.
the women drag the men down there. Okay.
No, I think I don't warrant that. I mean, I don't. So it's the work I try and do is something that's from deep inside me, and and so it brings out maybe a romantic thing. But I felt that as a man early on when I listened to people sing. I mean, Sinatra always did that to me, and the style of Johnny Mathis or Peggy Lee or Ella Fitzgerald.
Who do you like to listen to now?
Still the same people. Yes, and we're all
but you've been doing this for a long time. You started what? I think you were 12 years old when you started performing, singing.
Yes, yes. I was in black and white. I started as a boy soprano, and in opera, and then I left school when I was about 15, and because I wasn't too popular at school with I was quite a shy person, and I still am in a way. I'm in the wrong profession for this sort of behavior, my private behavior. But I used to, I suppose, like to show off sometimes at school, and anyone who's behaved like that at school knows that that's not really the best way. It's not accepted by authority. You've got every friend in the room until authority walks in, and then nobody knows you then. So I used to spend most of my time outside the classroom rather than inside.
It's funny, though, because I've been a performer as well. I did stand-up comedy, and I'm also very shy, and I really understand that you can be a shy person yourself and be a very strong performer as you are.
Well, in a way, I suppose you must want acceptance.
I think so, yeah.
However, I mean, I've not been analysed, but I suppose, but until now, and but I suppose there must be a lot of truth in that. But I still haven't changed. I mean, I still go out and tell a story every night, and I get tongue-tied with that, and I think, what am I doing? I can't remember. I don't know what I'm saying, and lyrics the same. That's why I get totally involved with the lyric that I'll work with of a song. Then I become someone else. I'm involved in a love song. I'm involved in a story or a dramatic piece. I
was in your dressing room. I went backstage to say hello after your show, and I saw a picture there of you with 2 lovely ladies who are your daughters.
Yes.
But you're not married currently.
Not anymore, no. I mean, I was when I had them.
Well, okay.
Yes.
And can we ask, is there anyone in there now in your life, or is it okay to ask?
No. I mean, is this a proposition?
Yes.
No. I don't really. No. I mean, I have friends, but no. I'm still out there.
And available.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now you worked in Los Angeles, and you had superstars coming back there to talk to you after the show.
Yes, it was very strange because you, in fact, are in awe of the people that are coming round. You have someone like Jimmy Stewart walk in the dressing room, and you're going, like this, and he's going,
We'll be right back. More with Michael Crawford. That is so nice. We're back talking to Michael Crawford, star of stage, screen, and yes, current hot hunk, as we can attest to in this room. And let's talk about being it's been a phenomenal success. Phantom of the Opera was so phenomenal for you. Do you know why you are it? There are other people that played it, but why has it been so successful for you? I think I know.
I suppose in a way it's rather like life. It's a question of choices as to how and what passage you choose or what pattern you choose, what journey you care to make. And on the journey from the beginning of Phantom, I had the choice of, with the guidance of Hal Prince and obviously Andrew Lloyd Webber's music, you're governed by those people and the words that you have to use, that the Phantom could either be a demonic character, a demonic killer, or he could be one of many, many things. And I chose a romantic, a passionate and caring and loving romantic man who was driven to killing by the behavior of other people towards him. And that I got from reading the book, the novel originally, and from Andrew's music. And the first piece of music, in a way that reveals the character of the Phantom to me, was the music of the night, which is a beautifully romantic and caring piece of seduction towards this woman. And so we made him as beautiful as we could make him, so that it was, my face completely disappeared. And, and I had to become someone else. So we made him very Valentino, Rudolph Valentino on this side, and then the ugly side was obviously Maria Bjornsson, the designer, and Hal Prince designed this great mask, which would be, instead of this kind of look that you got to him, you only had a mouth, you'd have this one side, which could go out with this, with exaggerated romance. Of course, it's not something that you would behave every day in that in this way, or you get arrested most probably. But I think that's where it all began. And
do you want to hear my theory? I just think because you did choose to make this a romantic character, you're every woman's fantasy.
Well.
Yeah.
Mr. Crawford, I'm very anxious to ask you, was it very difficult to, the mask, did it affect your singing? Did you have to practice? I mean, because it seems like it's...
Like it would be constricting. Yeah. Was it physically?
Your voice is marvelous, so...
Well, the makeup, thank you, the makeup began, and it took 3 months to design, because it couldn't be as horrendous as the Lon Chaney version on film, because it would be too restrictive. You've got to be able to hear on stage because of the orchestra, the music, your cues. You can't sing with a nostril there because it would sound slowly, gently. Night unfurls its splendor. Groucho. And And the eyes you could interfere with. The mouth you couldn't interfere with, so you couldn't do a brando, but you couldn't put things in your cheeks that would make it. So they were prosthetic pieces around the head and avoiding the ear, avoiding the nostril, but went right over the nose. And then the mask came down here and went around the lips. So it didn't interfere with the voice or the hearing or the sound coming because of restrictions around the nose. No, it didn't.
Okay, now I have important questions to ask. What do you wear to bed? Come on, this is important to me. I need to know this.
What do I wear to bed?
Do we need to know this or not? We need to know.
I usually wear a T-shirt or something. That's about it. If I'm in a hotel, I usually hope that I'm staying in a hotel that has one of those toweling dressing gowns. That's all, I think.
But who has? Yeah. What do you want?
First of all, I'd like to say that I really love you, Michael. And Denny's right. You bring the romance back. And I wanted to tell the men that were on the panel earlier that women want romance in their lives, and you do it for us. And another question, did you get our invitation for Saturday?
No, I don't think I did, no.
He's going to be with me. We have
Let me just say, I still defend men. Men want romance as well. Men, I think, for so long have been told they cannot feel emotion. As we grow up, we're not allowed to feel emotion. We're not allowed to shed a tear because it looks unmanly. It isn't unmanly. It isn't unmanly to shed a tear. It isn't unmanly to be romantic. And I think men want that as well as women. And that makes for, maybe when I can sing a love song and I see people sitting with their arms around each other, it's the greatest feeling. It's the most wonderful feeling.
And the men should look at you as their role model to be romantic, don't you think, men?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you put these beautiful Andrew Lloyd Webber songs on an album. It's called Michael Crawford Performs the Music of Andrew Lloyd Webber. And here, let me give you the tour dates because I know people are going to want to know this. Your tour dates will be Phoenix, February 18th to 23rd, Seattle, February 25th through March 1st, San Francisco, March 3rd to 15th, San Diego, March 17th to 22nd, and my apartment at 7:30. So, thank you very, very much for being here. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
For a transcript of today's show, please indicate